Will motion controls last? Hey guys, this is James Erickson of Erickson Gaming, and I thought I'd address something that has been tickling my mind lobes, and I'm sure it has been doing the same to some of yours. So ARMS is being advertised not only as a fun party game, but also, and may even be primarily advertised as a competitive fighting game. A very unique aspect of this particular game is that you fight with motion controls using the left and right Joy-Con to simulate punches, leading to your character actually punching in-game. Now, I love this feature of the game. I feel like they really went all out with how motion controls work, and they make the game really fun to play. But the developers also went ahead and added the ability to play the game using the standard controls, i.e. playing without using motion, executing each movement with the press of a button, you know how like most games are played. I find that there may be a bit of a problem here. Let me share with you my experience so far with the game. So, when I started playing ARMS, I, of course, picked up those two Joy-Cons and played with the motion controls. Of course I did that. That seems to be how the game was meant to play, and I loved it. It was awesome that I could play this game while getting a bit of exercise as well, and using movements to play a game is just a fun experience in itself. Now, for you guys who've joined our live streams, you know how freaking terrible I am at this game. It's hard for me to tell exactly why, but I'm just really bad at it. But as terrible as I am, I keep trying and trying, and I enjoy the progression. But guys, I am a very competitive gamer, so I will try to use whatever means necessary to help me become a better player. So, after playing game after game using the motion controls, there were many patterns I started to notice. I would accidentally punch with my left arm very often when I was actually trying to dash or jump to the left. I also can't tell you how many screenshots I've accidentally taken in the middle of a fight. I have like a whole album of accidental screenshots. On top of that, my left and right hands feel a lot different from each other, most likely from years of playing guitar. I find myself shielding when I don't mean to and moving in different directions that I don't mean to go. So I thought, hey, I want to win. And honestly, I think I'll do better using standard controls. So I switched to standard, and it actually did feel a lot more natural. I started making less mistakes. As much as I'd rather use the motion controls, I do want to get the best competitive experience I can. Now that's mainly my personal experience, but is it just my own personal experience? I think we need to think about it for a second. Which of these options will a person make the least amount of mistakes? And which option will allow you to execute movements faster? The simultaneous movement of both hands in a button press, or a quick movement of the thumb in a button press. I'm not saying motion controls aren't viable. In fact, I do believe that the motion controls are very close to the efficiency of standard controls. But because I also believe that the standard controls are more precise, I do think there is a bit of a problem here. Nintendo blatantly advertised ARMS with the motion controls in use, and I think that's how they intended for the game to be played, like, to have that gimmick. But with the addition of the standard controls, will players who desire to win tournaments consider the motion controls viable in the long run? My issue is, I wonder if they should not have added standard controls in the first place so that the game would be played as they seemed to have intended it, as a fun competitive fighting game where you use punching motions instead of regular button controls. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my 2 cents on the subject, but what do you think? Do you use motion controls? Do you use standard controls? Do you agree with me, or do you think the motion controls are just as viable as the standard controls? Let me know in the comments, and if you're not subscribed to Erickson Gaming, well then go ahead and do that for more on ARMS and other gaming related content. For now guys, I will talk to you later.